Hey, we're live. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Wedlin.
And I'm Jennifer Wendland.
And we are coming to you live tonight
from a parking lot.
Yes, we are in a parking lot. We are in a Cracker Barrel parking lot, as a matter of fact. And we are in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Baraboo. You know where that is?
That is in the heart of the Wisconsin Dells. And this is travel time. Traffic was incredible tonight.
Oh my gosh. We've been to the Wisconsin. This is our third time to this area. But this is prime tourist time.
And when it was my turn to drive, there was a huge traffic jam. And then we found out there was a travel trailer being pulled by a truck that was lying on its side.
Both the trailer and the truck?
Yes, it was pretty scary.
Yeah, hope everybody's okay.
Because that has to be a couple of adults and lots of kids, and hope everybody had their seatbelt on.
Yeah. It was pretty scary. I don't know whether they took the turn on I-90 too quick.
I don't know what happened. Make sure you get a good trailer hitch.
Yeah, boy, that's the case. While we're waiting for everybody to catch up, let's do a quick what's coming this week, and then we've got lots to report, and then we'll take your questions, because this is Ask Us Anything. And you can see, I see people are hey, somebody from North Pole, Alaska. Happy to catch your show. Thank you, Roscoe Archer, for checking in. We'll try and acknowledge as many of you as we can as we get going. But here's what's coming up on all of our different platforms this week. Of course, tomorrow is the newsletter. And a lot of people don't know about our newsletter. We're very proud of this newsletter. We've had it redesigned. We're doing lots of work. It goes out free every Monday morning. I think we're pushing 24,000 subscribers now, and it is filled with all sorts of information and RV news, RV tips. And in tomorrow's newsletter, we've got a link to one of our videos about 9 things everybody needs to do before you hit the road on an RV trip. So you'll see that in those of you who subscribe to the newsletter. If you're not a subscriber to the newsletter, it's not a problem. Just go over to our roadtrekking.com blog, and you can scroll down there, or there might be a little pop-up menu that comes with information. Just sign up, and we don't spam you. We send you stuff that's of interest, and you'll get it every Monday morning. So that's tomorrow, 9 things to do before you start. Let's see, next after that is our podcast on Wednesday. And we really have a great podcast. We did some good interviews out in Montana, where we just came from, and also all along the route as we traveled. And we're going to show you 5 places that you've never heard of that you need to visit.
We interviewed some of the people that we met and said, where would you recommend that people really should go? Unusual places that aren't normally talked about, but were highlights in your traveling.
And so we've got all those, and that will be in the podcast, along with lots of other stuff coming out on Wednesday. And then Thursday is our regular video release day here on the YouTube channel. And we've got a really fun one this week. It's called Monsters, Myths, and Mysteries. And it's about all those things that are unique to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Monsters and myths and mysteries. And it was just a fun story to chase down. And that'll be on our video of the week coming up on Thursday. So that's what you get. Now, we're on our way back to Michigan to get our dog Bo, who has been with our daughter Wendy, as we have been out west in Montana at the road trekking gathering at Glacier National Park. Jennifer, would you like to give a quick report on that? How did that go? What was it like?
Well, last year we went, and everybody had so much fun and such a good time. They said, can't we go back next year? And they wanted more people to be able to come, because it's a huge campground that we rent for our group. And so this year, everybody who wanted to come could come. And we had about, I think, 133 people there, all kinds of RVs. The weather started out when everybody came on Monday. It was raining, but, it was still beautiful. And then Tuesday, it rained most of the day, but then the rain stopped. But Tuesday you could still go out. You just needed to put on a raincoat, some boots, and go out there and explore, because there's a different kind of beauty when it's raining and when the sun is shining with the clouds, and it's pretty no matter how it comes.
Yeah, and then the sun came out, and wow, I mean,
It's awesome.
the sky was this color blue. I mean, it was. I don't think have you ever seen
big
it?
Sky.
You ever seen
Big
it prettier than it was this week?
No, it was gorgeous.
And when we got into the mountains, we went into the Glacier National Park for our hikes and our photo safari. There were no clouds. It was just, the light was perfect. There's some pictures and some information on the roadtrekking.com blog. I posted a story today with lots and lots of photographs. We'll be doing a video on this eventually. I've got 9 videos. I just looked on the little sheet on the refrigerator that I got here in the RV. 9 videos I have to edit.
I'd like you to do this one as soon as you can, because this was so exciting.
What about all the others? You liked those too.
I know, but this one is extra special.
Yeah, so we'll have a full video on it, but I've got a lot of editing to do, and it takes about, what did we figure, about 20 hours to really edit a video. So I got a lot of work ahead of me on that, but that was a fun
20
week.
hours if you correct the typos. No, just kidding.
Yeah, those of you who read our stuff know I do.
I'm just teasing.
I need a proofreader. Usually I post before she's up, or she's doing something else, and I just post, and I'm learning I need to let her look at it first. So, but anyway, that was Glacier, and we shared last week in our Ask Me Anything how we kept to the 3:30 rule. No more than 330 miles in a day, no more than or stop by 3:30, whatever comes first. We did that for 10 days. We took 10 days getting out there.
And we got there and we weren't exhausted.
No.
It really is a good way to travel if you can do it.
It is. We had a ball. And but I got to tell you, somebody sent me a note on our Facebook page. They said, what happened to the 3:30 rule going back? There is no rule going back. We got to get back. We'll probably get back to Michigan tomorrow. We got to pick up Bo. And we're off very soon now to our next gathering. And this one, I want to give you a heads up. If you've never been to one, we got a special deal for you. We're going to
North Carolina,
Bryson City, North Carolina, the Nantahala River. We've got lots of activities. If you're a whitewater rafter, we've got, you can shoot the rapids with a guide. There's a nice calm river float for most of us. There's zip lines. It's a great place. We'll have a lot of fun. It's right on the edge of the Smoky Mountains. We still have openings for that. It's July 9th through the 13th. And if you go to the post I just mentioned on the Road Trekking blog about Glacier, I put a link in there today on how you can sign up for Nantahala. If you've never been to one of our gatherings, if you use the special code WELCOME, they'll give you a very special discount and you can get in. So that's the 9th through the 13th of July. Okay.
So if that sounds good to you, in the Smoky Mountains.
All right. Lots of comments from everybody. Bruce, greetings from Fargo, North Carolina, North Dakota. Love Fargo. We had a ball there. We were there just a week and a half ago. Larry says Yoopers are a mystery in themselves. They are. We're talking about our Monsters, Myths, and Mysteries video coming.
We really like the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
People from all across, from Florida, California, Berea, Kentucky, Nashville, Waterford, Michigan, Los Angeles, Miami, Wimberley, Texas, North Pole, Alaska, many others checking in. And you can ask questions in there as well. Now, let me get a couple of questions that you sent us in advance. The first one is an angry one I got from somebody named Brad, and I don't mean to call you out, Brad, but I get questions like this every now and then. And Brad wanted to know why I didn't answer his email. And that's a really tough question. I want you to know I love getting your emails and I read every one of them. How do I say this gracefully?
You don't have enough time to answer them all.
Yeah, to give you the kind of answer you need, it's 15, 20 minutes, and I might have to look up something. I'm traveling 8 to 10 hours a day, and then shooting videos, editing videos, putting stuff up on the blog.
And sometimes when you answer them and you answer them very briefly, then it seems like you're being rather curt. Yeah,
I used to just go,
yep.
And
sometimes it's hard to understand if you haven't got your glasses.
Because I make so many typos. Yeah, I do. So Brad, please don't take offense, but I can't answer every email. That's all I would do. It's all I would do as our platforms grow. and I don't know the solution to it. I try and take the ones that I think would be most useful to everybody, and I answer them here or on the podcast. But I can't answer every email.
Now I'm curious as to what Brad's question was.
Brad had a question. It was a technical question that I would have needed to spend an hour looking up stuff in manuals and giving him links and resources.
So maybe he needs to call the manufacturer.
Yeah, well, he did.
And good.
His question was a question about Winnebagos, and call Winnebago. They've got a great support system. But
and things are always changing.
Yeah.
Every model, it seems like they come out with things change just a little bit. Call the manufacturer.
Yeah.
Dealers aren't as good. Manufacturers, I think, are best.
Yeah, good idea. But so anyway, Brad, I'm sorry. And for those of you who do send me email, I try and answer them if I can. I read every one. I honestly do. I appreciate your feedback so much, but I just can't answer every one of them. We talked a week or two ago about transcripts, and I talked about how we'd like to do transcripts. Maybe that was in the podcast I talked about. Anyway, we started doing transcripts. People wanted them of our interview of the week on the podcast, and you can find that in the one we just did last week with Camp Skunk on camping for free.
So did you get any response from that?
Yeah, a lot of people said they really liked it. I had one person who felt sorry for me and said, if it's extra work, don't bother. But many people said they liked it, and we'll try it again this week.
Well, that was a good one to have a transcript. Made it real easy for people to take down the things that
Camp Skunk was such a wealth of material. You can hear that on the podcast. That's episode 197.
He knows where to camp free or next to free. He's the expert. This is what he does. He lives full time in a Class B, travels all over, and he's been all over Europe. He's been all over everywhere.
So we'll have more transcripts of the interview and the ones we're going to do this week about 5 places you need to visit that you never heard of. We'll have a transcript of that as well, and a video of it as well. So we're trying to give everybody what they want. Speaking of which, Pat asked, how can I order those shirts and hats that you guys keep wearing? Like this, the RV Lifestyle Channel. Well, we printed those up just kind of for branding, for our own use when we do stand-ups and appear, but I'm getting so many people who've asked about them that we're going to open a store. We're actually going to put together an online site where you can order your own, you can pick your own colors, shirts, sizes, hats, lots and lots of other stuff. We'll put up some of our slogans, like small house, big home, and serendipity, the
small
330
house, big
rule.
yard.
Yeah, small house, big yard. I'm sorry. Yeah. See, you are a great copy reader, a proofreader. So that's coming. We're trying to develop it. There's some great people that are working on that for us. And
the blue is really attractive.
I like this blue.
It's a bright, alive blue.
Yep. You didn't tell them when you were giving the debrief on Glacier about our near-death encounter.
Oh, it wasn't near death. It was a little scary, though.
We did get scared.
We were leading a group to take pictures, and we took them to a beautiful waterfall area. Then we said, well, we got a little more time. We're going to take you on a little walk, and let's go 10 minutes out, 10 minutes back. Don't expect much, but it's just pretty. And so I think we had 10 people. So we went for this walk, and we were barely into it in about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And that's all. That's all.
In fact, we're going to have T-shirts. They mentioned having T-shirts printed up that said, I survived the Wendland walk. We looked to the right and looked down, and here's a mama moose and her calf. I mean, much too close. And I said, whoa, there's mama and her calf, which you're not supposed to get that close to.
More people are hurt by moose than any other creature. But there's one creature that everybody's scared of, and that's why the mama and the calf were hanging out.
A bear.
A bear.
Who would believe this? Yeah. Mama got up. Calf got up. Mama was very scared, obviously scared that all the hair on the back of her neck was standing straight up. But she was terrified.
But what's so cool about this encounter, first of all, we got it on video, most of it in pictures. We were kind of spread out on the trail. One of our guys got the bear. The bear's stalking, he's stalking the baby calf. And then he looks and he sees us, and he kind of like, who invited you to dinner, And then we were so many of us, there were like 8 or 10 of us.
10 of us.
And so the bear, kind of moved off, and the mama and her moose came to us, and the mama moose and her calf came to us for protection. So anyway, that'll be on the video. I
can't wait till he posts the picture, because we've got a hunter. We've got, who are you? Oh, rats. Yeah. And then his rear as he takes off.
So that's it. All right. This is Ask Us Anything, and you have been doing that while we've been gabbing here. So let's kind of go to a couple of questions here. Let me kind of go right back. Lots of comments. Great Smoky Mountains are beautiful. That's where we're going July 9th through the 13th. Again, you can get in on that. That's our Natahala River adventure, a road trekking gathering. Just go to
Check it out.
roadtrekking.com and look at today's post, and there's information there. The one about Glacier, it's information about the next one. All right, what Class B vans would you recommend? Well, this is the one that we're in right now. This is ours. This is a Road Trek CS Adventurous XL. That XL is this extra 14 inches back here. There's a headboard behind me, lots of storage. That's obviously the one I like the most. We recommend Road Trek, of course. They're a sponsor, so I can't not recommend them. But remember, our first one that we bought was a Road Trek. We've been happy with them ever since. They offer a 6-year total warranty on everything that's related to the RV. Now, they don't do the engine. That's done by the manufacturer and stuff. But all the RV stuff, 6 years. 6 years. Nobody else touches that. So we really like those. We do like leisure travel vans. Those are kind of a little bigger. They're technically a B plus. They call them a B plus, but it's technically a C, Class C. We like some of the Pleasureway models. Those are really nice. We like Coachmen. They're very nice. So all of the Class Bs, you need to look at them all. They all have little different floor plans, and you should find some great ones.
The Road Trek, I think, keep their value because of the 6-year warranty. People are comfortable buying that, and be comfortable buying a used Class B. You don't need to get brand new. And of course, what I always tell people is rent one. Try it out before you buy. Make sure you like the small space.
That is really good. It's hard to rent one, but there are now so many peer-to-peer rental places, like Airbnb. You can do that now with an RV. There's just lots of sites. Outdoorsy is one of the sites that rents. RV Share is another one. Just look for RV rentals. You'll see lots of companies, and Jennifer's advice is really good.
And when we bought our first one, a used one, I asked the dealer, how much is this going to depreciate if we sell it in a year? And they keep their value pretty good.
They keep their value really well.
You don't have to go out and buy brand new.
Yeah, they do. All right, so a lot of people talking about transcripts. Microsoft will transcribe, but they make so many mistakes. You spend more time correcting them. We found a really good service. Skype does the same. Somebody else says, yeah, but they're not accurate. We found, you can look at the transcript that we used last week. It's a great transcript, and that's the one we're going to keep using. I was very impressed with the quality, and it's a little pricier compared to the others, but it's accurate. Back to that transcript I was talking about. Now, here's some questions. There's some comments. Roderick notes, PGA Touring Pro Bubba Watson, who won today, now travels with an RV, and mentioned the RV lifestyle on CBS Sports today. Great for you, Bubba. That's round for winning. That's pretty cool. Lillian Walker says, what a scary hike. It wasn't scary. It was more. This moose, I am convinced the moose and her baby were coming to us for protection.
All right. Can I say the scary part for me? 4 stayed back by the trees. 4 moved ahead. I was with another person walking down the trail, and I turned around to look for Mike. Like, are you coming? And I look, and here is Mama Moose with her ears down, running down the trail where I was standing. And I'm like, where are the trees when you need them? It was all open. So I took off up a hill because there was a lake, there was the path, Mama was coming, there was the hill. Some man, I don't know who he was so kind. He got out of his car and he said, get off the path.
Because he could see the moose.
He said, her ears are down. Her ears are down. And so I was already getting off the path.
The bear was the
bear was the problem.
The bear, and here's the sad part, I guess I can say this, the mama had 2 calves. She only had one when we saw her. The bear got the first calf a day or so before. We heard that from a ranger afterwards. So it was a lot of adrenaline. It was about 20 minutes this whole thing lasted, with us kind of trying to get away, and then the moose would come to us and hide out with us.
Trying to get away, wondering where the bear was.
And
Now that was kind of scary too, because the bear left and he went up to cross the road. Well, then there was a traffic jam, and I looked and I could see young teenage guys, or maybe early 20s, chasing the bear, getting out of their cars, chasing the bear. The park police were there instantly, which was wonderful. But they were there saying you need to stay a football field's length away from the bear, get back in your cars, get moving. Just crazy.
All
And
right.
I talked to the rangers later. They said it's 50-50. 50% of the time when a moose or an animal and people come together, 50% of the time the people move, give the animal freedom to move. The other
Right.
50%, they go with their cameras proceeding to
Selfies.
to aggravate the animal.
The bear's behind them.
We don't want any animals put down.
No,
We don't
this
want
is
them
their
hurt.
home, not
This
ours.
is where they live.
All right, questions. Simply the best quilting. Ask us. You talk a lot about boondocking. Yeah, we do. That is the way to go. But we have a 26-foot travel trailer because you do a podcast about that type of boondocking. Well, it's the same as we do in our almost 25-foot Class B. You just got to get down the road. You're towing, and that always makes things a little more challenging. But as long as you can get down the road with whatever you're towing and be able to maneuver around and get your trailer in position, everything else is the same. Boondocking is the same, exactly the same. A Class B is a little more maneuverable. That's the only difference. So when you see us talk about boondocking, just as you hear us talk about the RV lifestyle, we mean it for all different RVs. Class A's, B's, C's, motorhomes, tents even. That's not an RV, but you got to take them in a car. So you got to drive there in some kind of vehicle. So we count that. But it all applies to everybody. Yeah. Hi, you're a beautiful couple. Well, she is maybe, but we were in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Those of you just joining, that's where we are right now. We were there 2 weeks ago with our rig, Sunny. We had a great time. God bless you both. You're so inspiring. Well, thank you. That's from Eve G. Baraboo, Wisconsin is in the Wisconsin Dells, and we're just passing through. We have the hammer to the metal here, or pedal to the metal. We're hammering home. We are going to leave. We're in actually a Cracker Barrel parking lot. That's where we had dinner, and we got a great internet signal. So we said, let's just take it. And as soon as I disconnect from this, we're hitting the road. We are going to do our best to get through Chicago tonight.
Chicago. Do you want Chicago tonight, or do you want Chicago tomorrow morning?
On a Monday morning? I don't think so. Chicago is never a pleasant experience. I think it's worse. The worst city to drive in.
Like every city, lots of construction.
I mean, LA's got a lot of congestion, but Chicago's just a constant mess. So, but we're going to try and get through it tonight.
All big cities are.
I don't know. We're tired. We're tired, but we're going to try.
We've been spoiled. We've been out in the middle of nowhere and just looking out at nothing and rolling hills and just beauty.
A question from Jaffrey. What do you miss most from a traditional home? I'm thinking about the RV's lifestyle. Do you know if they're any wheelchair accessible? You have to talk to the dealer or the manufacturer. They do make and can make RVs much more wheelchair accessible. What do we miss from our traditional home? Well, we are not full-timers. It seems like it, and sometimes to us it seems like it. We're on the road half to 3/4 of the time. But we do have a Sticks and Bricks home. We're going to go there, spend a few days there when we pick up our dog, and then before we head off to our next event. But we wouldn't want to give up our home. You told me when we first started
that you'd be traveling alone. No, I wasn't ready to give up our home. This is too small of a space for me to live in all the time, and plus we have friends and our kids back in Michigan. Even though you can't visit everybody, I don't want to live in this full time. If I had to, then I would be grateful that I had this. But since we have a home, I like our home.
Yep. You people are very observant. Tom Kimball says, do you have your door open behind you? Yes, we do.
We do. It's very hot.
It's very hot.
I came in here and I said, you got to be kidding.
What is the temperature? It's 84. 81. No, 80. Well, it's 84 in here. It's 81 out there. So yeah, it's warm, and we've got the fans and the air conditioning off because it would make so much noise that you wouldn't be able to hear it. Here's a question that came in earlier today. How do you two handle driving? Does Jen drive? And this from Pat. So
today I took my fair turn. We did 50-50.
Yeah, we did it today. We really hauled today.
Today it works great.
We did 100 miles at a time.
Yeah, you kind of thought 100-mile rule, and then I try to throw in. I like to pull out of the rest area better than I have the developed area where there's a lot of things. I mean, it drives you nuts. Don't drive through puddles. Puddles have potholes.
Oh yeah, we hit one big pothole coming out of a gas station
Yeah,
somewhere.
you have
Oh
to
my
be
gosh,
thinking
knocked
all
everything
the
out in the
time.
refrigerator, and it was,
You
and
know,
then knocked everything out of the refrigerator, and then in our freezer we had some popsicles, and so this morning I looked down the floor and there's this big red stain.
I think what happened is you stepped on one.
No, it just they leaked. They completely melted all over the carpet. That one little we got an entrance rug and this big red stain. I said, "What happened?" And yeah, I thought it was blood for a minute. Because we did have a lot of mosquitoes in here, but it was a popsicle that got out and melted. Actually, two of them.
It's not a problem. I think there are about 3 of them.
Yeah, well.
Oh well.
Yeah.
If that's the worst thing that happens to us, we're lucky.
Is a question: can you give advice about what is the best satellite service? Well, for TV, HughesNet I think is the one that everybody's using. For satellite internet, Hughes if you must have one, but none of them are ready yet for prime time in an affordable way for RVers. If you've got tens of thousands of dollars, there's solutions you can get. We're testing a prototype system right now. I've talked about it on the blog and the podcast, but I don't have anything more to add to it other than it's not quite ready for the consumer market yet. The price is ridiculous. It's totally unaffordable. And the speeds are not that good. That will change as a new satellite network goes, the constellation they call them, goes online over the next year or so that has much faster service. But internet satellite service for RVers, the average RVer, is price-wise, it's way out of sight, and speed-wise, it's not working. If you want to get a big dish and go to the trouble of pointing it, like our friend Camp Skunk has, more power to you. His works pretty good. It's a spot beam system, but he's got to carry around this satellite dish, hook that up. That's not for me. We were at this campground in Glacier National Park, and I have Verizon. I did this live report last week from there. We didn't have any problem at all. All around us, everybody else had AT&T or Sprint or T-Mobile. None of them had a signal that they could use. I have a Wilson WeBoost antenna cellular amplifier, and with my Verizon in this place where nobody else could get service, I had solid 6-bar high-speed 4G LTE service, and it was great.
Now, Camp Skunk was like a cafe over there.
Well, Camp
Everybody's
Skunk
at his picnic table using his satellite.
He let all these people whose phone service didn't work come over and use his satellite. But I beat everybody with speed. I mean, you know how fast when you have a good cell phone connection is. Well, that's the way it is 95% of the place I go. Now, on our podcast, Verizon is a sponsor of mine. I would say this even if they weren't. But maybe I shouldn't, because I don't want them to stop sponsoring me because they provide my cell data card while we're out on the road. We're in the process of buying a Class C, says Rita Swaney. I can't wait to see something out west. Man, just go out west, Rita. It is awesome. Class C is great. You can get around just about anywhere. Anywhere a Class B can. It's very maneuverable. You'll have a great time.
Talk to some other people who own a Class C. How could she do that? Have them recommend.
Yeah, just get on our
things they don't like.
Get on our Facebook group, Road Trekking the Group, and say that you're getting a C, and ask for other C owners to give you some recommendations.
To look for, things to avoid.
The name is Road Trekking, and we started that going on 7 years now, because that's what our first unit that we bought. But it's not brand specific. When I talk about road trekking, I'm talking about a lifestyle. And so we mean whatever kind of RV you have, you're welcome to all of our gatherings, to all of our platforms, on our social media as well. So get on our Road Trekking group, join it if you're not a member yet, and it's actually free. And then you can ask those questions and somebody will.
And if you're in a parking lot and you see somebody with a Class C, if you see the person, say, hey, if you got time, can you tell me, should I get one of these? What's your experience? Let's
go through these questions fairly quick. Here's Jane from Erie, Pennsylvania. She says, have you ever visited Erie and seen our beautiful peninsula? Yes, we have. We went at that park that goes out into Lake Erie there at Erie. In Erie, Pennsylvania. We loved it. You've got such a great history. I think that's where the Admiral Perry Memorial is. The War of 1812, great history, beautiful shoreline. We did a series of RV traveling the U.S. side of all of the Great Lakes. It was over a 3,000-mile trip, and we did that stretch right in there. There's a video on it, Jane. On it, just search Lake Erie or Great Lakes Shoreline Tour on our YouTube channel here, RVLifestyleChannel.com. Judy, what are the bags called that you store your clothes in the RV? You want to show them that one? You want to grab that one and show them what they're like?
I hope everything doesn't fall
Yeah,
out.
I don't think so. It's
Jam
level.
pretty full.
Yes, when we open those doors and off they come.
All right, be
They're
ready.
called e-bags.
Hard-
Yeah, she's opening the door.
let's see. So
There's
so
my
good.
surgery, by the way. Everybody keeps asking me about that. That was from the elbow. It's all
Okay.
better now.
So that's an e-bag.
That is neat. Explain how that works to them.
You zip it open, and it opens up big. Air gets in there. They come 3, actually 6. Did you buy 2 sets? Or
I
did 6?
bought a set for you, 3
Okay.
for you in pink, or this is
Red.
close I could come to
Kind
pink,
of fuchsia red.
and 3 for me for
3
blue.
We each have 3 of them.
How long have we had? We've had those for
The whole
6
time.
years.
The whole time.
Yeah, we've had those
camping.
for 6 years. They work great. We love them. If you want them, you have to go to our gear page. Go to roadtrekking.com/gear, and every product that we talk about that we use ourselves and recommend, we link there. You might have to look around a little bit because there's more than 100 things there listed, but e-bags are one of them, and they're great.
Then you figure out your system. You put like slacks in one bag, tops in another bag, however you want to arrange it so that you know where everything is, or maybe a couple of days in one bag. You can have fun with it. You can even put them inside a suitcase when you go places.
Oh man, you're typing on these questions faster than my screen will hold them. Let's see. Henry, what model Road Trek do you have? Henry, this is the CS Adventurous XL, which is the extended length.
14 extra inches.
Yeah, 14. It's about almost 24 feet, 10 feet high. How were the fuel prices on your trip? Well, this is diesel.
Cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper than Michigan.
South Dakota, really cheaper.
Yeah, South Dakota, I think we were buying it for like $3.09. And I just paid here in Wisconsin $3.25, I think. So that's about what it's going. Trudy wants to know: do you still have a home? Do you live in your RV? We answered that a minute ago. We do have a home.
We have a home.
Yep, we do.
But we do need to downsize because we've been in our home 25 years.
Here's the thing: we've been trying to downsize for 3 years. I've got realtors across the state sending me homes across the state of Michigan. We want to be by some. 2 of our kids live in Michigan. We want to be somewhere near them. We can't find anything we like. So actually, we just don't have time. We found one last week that we wanted to look at, and it sold. Just like that.
You're easy. I'm not quite so easy.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Do you find the speed of the Verizon MiFi is better than using your phone hotspot? I do. I haven't measured it, but I do. And of course, it's a dedicated Wi-Fi network inside my RV, and I have it plugged in so it never loses the battery, and I can make many more connections. I'm not tying up my phone with it. So that's why I use the hotspot. But if you're not using it as much as we do, which is constantly, because I'm always online, you can use your phone as a hotspot, and it will be fine. She says that every Verizon tech I talk to say it's the same service but won't drain your phone. I think that's the exact thing. You teach online, you want that MiFi. I think it's $49 to buy, and it's not that much extra to use. I really like it. And she says she's new to our channel, by the way. Did you subscribe yet, Trudy? Hit the subscribe button. I don't know where it is. I think it's down there. I don't know when you're on your screen. Is it down there? It should be down there. Hit subscribe, and then there's a little tiny bell icon on YouTube. When you click that, then it notifies everybody when new videos are online, and I hope people do that. Where do we find information about upcoming gatherings? Asked Deanna Stock. Deanna, if you go to roadtrekking.com, that's our website, our blog. We have new content every day on that. And then search up on the upper right. There's a little search box. It's kind of hard to find, but you can find it. Type in gatherings, and then that will return you all the information we have. And the first one you'll see on the left will be our 2018 schedule, and that lists everything that's still to come. And we would love to see you. North Carolina, where we're going, says Rhonda, gas is $2.47. I don't know what diesel is, but that's pretty good. And out in Jackson, Wyoming, Noreen says it's $3.14 a gallon there. So Trudy wants to know, how did you get into RV camping? Wow, we've been camping almost since the year we were married. Pretty
Yeah.
close, right?
I mean, your family didn't camp.
Never.
My
never.
family went camping a
Now, my
couple of
father
times.
took me hunting and fishing all the time, so I loved the outdoors, but we never camped.
Yeah, we camped a couple of times, but I don't know. I think because your sister and her husband owned property in northern Michigan, and we started camping up there.
Yeah, we have, and we still go. It's our favorite boondocking place in Michigan. My sister's family has a couple hundred acres on the Rifle River, and it's just totally secluded. We can lock ourselves in.
It's probably why we like boondocking, because
yeah, we were
fortunate
boondocking before it was cool.
to have, with 3 kids, we had the pop-up camper and the dog, and we had family close by to make it fun.
And then we got a travel trailer. I towed a 13-foot Shasta.
That was our first, and then second was the Coleman pop-up.
Yeah.
And then we went to a tent.
And we camped in a tent for many years. And as our kids grew older, we still camped in the tent, just the two of us.
I mean, there's nothing more
love the tent.
peaceful. I mean, if you can get through the daytime with the bugs and the heat, the evenings when you're in the tent by the river with the sound of the water and have the zipper, flaps down and feeling the breeze.
And then we got into motorhomes almost going on 7 years ago now. I was in journalism for 40 plus years, doing daily journalism, most of them as an investigative reporter. I got cynical and sarcastic and burnt out, and I just wanted, away from it. But I had traveled so much in so many places that, you'd parachute in, do a story, use the city as a backdrop or something and leave. And I'd always wanted to go back and explore them. I'd see these mountains that we used like a set behind us, and I'd love to get close to them. And off we'd go on to the next story. So when I left Day to Day, we bought this little road trek. It was a 2006, and I wanted to take Jennifer and just go explore some of these things, and that's how we got into it. I started writing just for family and friends, the roadtrekking.com blog. That's the name I came up with, and just about our adventures. And we picked up interest from Road Trek, who sponsored us, and then other sponsors have come on, and we started a podcast and a newsletter and this channel, and the rest is history. I'm probably working 50 to 60 hours a week now. You're probably working 40 hours a week doing this. Our daughter does the newsletter for us, and my son Jeff has been one of our moderators on our social group. And Bo, of course, is the celebrity, our dog. Everybody wanted to know where Bo was this past week. Let's see. Susan says, Mercedes Sprinter made a super tall van. I'm not sure they sell them in the U.S. Advanced RV has upfitted several for tall guys. Yeah, somebody earlier had posted that they're 6'6".
Oh, they wouldn't fit in here.
Yeah, 6'2" is about the limit to walk. You're going to have to stoop down. But I mean, 6'6", you're used to stooping down, right?
Nobody wants to stoop down.
Yeah, but I mean, at 6'6", unless you're in a house, you're not going to find anything in a motorhome that is that tall. Bonjour, says somebody in French. I hope you're saying nice things. I can't read it. Wants to know if I speak French, I think. No. Anyway, I think it's a nice message, so I appreciate that. John, have you considered airbag rear suspension from VB to help with the bounce that the 4x4 causes? Oh, have we considered it? Until we found out it cost $6,500. End of consideration. However, I can dream, right? I can dream. I mentioned that we rode today. I'd drive 100 miles. Jen would drive 100. I think we're a little over 400 so far for the day, and we still got to go around Chicago tonight. But at one of those points this afternoon, I came back here to lie down, and the 4x4 suspension. And I'm not trying to gloss over it. I'm going to tell you the truth. It is you can't ride back here. I mean, you levitate with those little expansion joints in the road. They're like boom back here, boom, and it's just a real rough ride.
10 minutes.
I lasted 10 minutes. Now you have gotten so you can actually sleep back here.
I told you put a lot of pillows under you. And
wait, you lie on pillows?
You relax.
Maybe I'm a better driver than you.
No, that's not it. The roads are the roads.
Yeah, so she sleeps. She has to lie on pillows, but
I did wake up when you hit a couple big ones. That got me up.
Yeah. Here's somebody else that went from a tent to a pop-up, a travel trailer, and now a Class C, says Rita, and been camping for years now as well. She says now she's glamping in her Class C. And let's see, what else?
Now
have you ever
thought? Class C.
Lori says, have you ever thought about a tiny house? why. We have one right here.
Oh, and it's downsizing from our larger
No,
home.
she means tiny house are these little 350 square foot houses that you see on the shows on HGTV.
Mhm.
That's what they mean, tiny house.
Mm.
No, this is a tiny house. It just moves more. Um, Eve says, I live about an hour away from Chicago. Visit Big Rock Campground in Big Rock, Illinois. It's beautiful and quiet. We go there frequently in our Class C motorhome. Yeah, tonight is a quick get around. We're going to probably Cracker Barrel parking lot at some place in Indiana.
I mean, do we
or
know
Michigan.
how to live? Last night, Cabela.
Yeah, we're always talking about boondocking and not reservations. Last night we didn't pass out. We stayed at Cabela's in Mitchell, South Dakota.
And were there at least 10 other rigs there?
There were, I bet there were 15, 20 in there. Very quiet. It was great. There's a car wash. I got the bugs off the window
Quieter
from the
than
ride.
a campground.
Anytime Fitness right around the corner where we showered and came on the road. Quieter than a campground. We've stayed in some great campgrounds. I want to give a shout out.
Particularly.
What's the name of that one in
I'll go up
Montana?
Should I go up and?
Yeah, and especially since we walked into this campground, we found it. It's right near the. It's in Gary Owen, Montana, right near the Little Bighorn battlefield where we spent yesterday. Was it yesterday? Seems so long ago because we've driven so many miles. Yeah, it was yesterday.
You moved my sheets.
And we stayed at boy, I want to say does it have a number in it?
You moved the sheets I had sitting
I can't remember the name of this campground. If you're watching, whoever, there were some of the volunteer people who checked it in. We walked in and she said, I know you. You're the Wendlands. Write the name of that campground down. It's in Gary Owen, and it is one of the nicest campgrounds that we've stayed at. We stayed in a tenting area because with the Class B, we didn't have to have full hookups. We seldom hook up because we got solar power and lithium batteries. But it was such a nice campground. $28. So we stayed there, but most of the time we stay for free. There's Cabela's, there's Cracker Barrel parking lots like where we are now. Of course, there's always Walmarts. We've never had an issue.
My sheets are gone.
She put her sheets in. I might have thrown it out.
I hope you didn't.
I was trying to clean up all the mess up there.
Since when?
Well, anyway.
Well, that's not good.
I can't think of the name of this, but it's in Gary Owen, Montana. I think you'll find the campground. It's up on a hill. Beautiful grassland. Meticulous place. I can't.
Except for where we parked last night.
Except where we parked. Wish I could remember it. Now we got somebody from Scotland checking in. I know we got Scotland and the UK and Australia. I've seen that through. So welcome. Seventh Ranch. I think that is it.
It is.
It is.
It is.
Thank you thank you Google for using that. Yes, the Seventh Ranch. Thank you. If you are out there, folks, if you're going out to see the Little Bighorn, check out that place. I cannot recommend it enough. The people are so nice. They give you a free ice cream bar when you check in.
The reason enough to go there. A free ice cream bar.
I needed one.
And I
really needed one.
It was 9:00 when we got there. They closed at 9, and they gave us a spot, and I was able to do laundry. And
yeah, laundry. That's probably why we go to campgrounds most, so we can do laundry. The rest of the time, we will boondock in various places, usually National Forest. If you want more about boondocking, the best interview we've done in a long time is with Camp Skunk. There's a video link on the roadtrekking.com blog, the podcast interview. There's a transcript, lots of really good information.
Yesterday at a national forest, we pulled in.
Yeah.
We took a nap.
Yeah, we were on the Warrior Trail through the Sioux
and we were so
reservation.
happy that we got to go through that a second time, because the first time we went on the Warriors Trail, it was dark and you couldn't see anything except eyes, because all these, were they mule deer on the side of the road?
Mule deer, yeah.
Eyes. It was just, you're like, I hope none of them go in front of us.
Yeah, we got stuck. It's a bypass off of 90 that cuts into South Dakota. It's about a 200-mile bypass, and we did it at night. And
so
it's
glad
very
we got to do
remote.
it in the daytime, because it's
so
beautiful.
This time we did it in the daytime. It's stunning. All right, lots more questions I want to get to them before we wrap up, because we got to hit the road again and get around Chicago.
Here we come.
Sandblaster says, is it worth it to use induction cooktop versus propane for less moisture buildup, or does it really not matter? We've had both. I don't think it matters. You're the expert on that.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah. This unit has propane. Our previous one was induction. Not a bit of difference. It sucks very little propane. I probably fill up with propane twice a year, and we winter camp when we use it. We have propane for our heater as well, our all-day heater in this unit. I've not seen
All
any
whatever
difference.
you want.
No, I've never seen anything with moisture buildup.
Probably easier to clean.
Hey, we got somebody from New Zealand says, don't forget New Zealand.
That's right.
That's great. How many days can you boondock? Well, I think you mean how long before we have to fill up with water or empty the tanks? 5 or 6, using it, maybe a little longer. We could probably get a week. We have a little over 7-foot cubic refrigerator with a freezer. We never seem to use all the food that's in it. You're always talking about throwing stuff away because we've had it in there
to eat.
Because we go out to eat. Probably.
Somebody says, "Let's go eat."
Yeah. And then in terms of water use and the tanks, I don't even know what they hold. 15, 20, 30 gallons. I don't know. You never rely on those gauges on the wall. Those are always inaccurate. But, you can tell when your black tank is getting filled. You just look down there and say, "Oop, it's coming up. The level's coming up. Got to empty it." I've never been dangerously full or close to overflowing or anything like that. With the gray tank, if you shower in your unit, you're going to fill up the gray tank a lot faster. Somebody at Glacier told me, I think it was our friend Doug and Glenda, Doug was showering and he looked and he said he's standing in water and the gray tank was filling up. So,
okay, how you can fill up the gray tank. I did it once. Probably, maybe a lot of people do it too. Well, if they have a faucet like ours, if the hot water, I should show a picture of it. But anyway, there's a way to leave the hot water handle open and then you shut the lid and then it fills up with water, fills up the gray tank, and then in the bathroom the water will start coming up.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that. You
have to be careful. You do that once and then you're more careful.
Yep. What's the longest trip you've been on the road? I think 5 weeks.
I think it was 6.
6 weeks. Yes, yep. It was. 6 weeks.
That's 6 weeks is the longest.
That's a long time. A long time. And sometimes we'll stay at a motel, if we don't find a campground, or if I'm getting on Jennifer's nerves, or there's no anytime fitnesses for her to work out, we'll go to a motel for a night. So there's a health club there, always the motel.
At a motel, you won't stay at one unless they have an exercise area, a washer and dryer, and good internet service, so that you can edit, blog, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. Is the hardest part for me on the road is shooting videos and writing and taking photos and traveling. And I do that. That takes up all the daytime hours. And we're still trying to work this out among ourselves. And then we come back to the RV and it's this time at night. And I got to process those pictures and download the video and put it on my hard drive. And if you don't organize them and label each shot, you're never going to figure it out when you're shooting, like I just did on this trip, 9 different videos. So by that time, it's now midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. We go to bed. I'm up at 6 and I work 2 hours on the blog. So that's another reason we go back home. We'll go home. We're going to be there a little over, not even a week, I don't think.
I think a little over a week.
And I'll spend all that time just trying to get a start on these 9 videos. And then we hit the road and have to do more.
Did you like our second road trek where you had the armoire and you had a desk?
I miss having a desk. If I was to design the perfect on the road, and I think it's not just for me, I think it's for everybody out there in a Class B, because we all live and breathe now online. Many of us are working on the road. I really miss not having a dedicated workspace. I had an armoire that I could pull out a desk and put it back in. It was great.
Easy in, easy out versus setting up a table, getting the leg, hooking up the table. That's more work.
I don't know how we could do it in this unit, but that would be my dream machine. If I could do that, that would be great. Let's see. Do you run your fridge with propane? Yep, we do. And but most of the time it's batteries. It's on batteries. I have lithium batteries and 1,000. Where are you going?
I'm getting a drink.
I thought she was leaving us. Yeah, I have no problem. What was your first used road trek? It was the RS Adventurous. The RS stands for regular sprinter, which is about 21.9, I think, in length. Let's see. You all do so much. We really appreciate it. Love listening to you last year on our 13-week trip last year, and just finished our 8-week trip. Safe travels. Thank you very much. Let's see. Is a dry bath a priority for you guys? I'm not sure what you mean by a dry bath. The one we have now, it's a wet. I mean, how do you take a dry bath? I'm not sure. What do they mean by that?
Sponging off, I think.
Not cleansing off?
Sponging.
Sponging off?
Not maybe using a lot less water.
No, I think we need hot water and
just
hot water and get the grime off your hair. I wear hats, all the time. So Everybody wants to know where to get that hat. My little blue hat. I don't have it handy.
Oh,
But
when you open the store.
it's got when we open the store, we're going to have a little online site coming soon. I'm really excited about it. We got some people developing it, and you can get hats and all that stuff. But I like a real shower. Let's see. Have you looked into Lagoon table mounts for flexible, dedicated work surface? Never heard of it. Michael Stanley, our friend Michael. Mike has an advanced RV, beautiful, beautiful rig. Mike, if you think of it, send me a link to that. I really need something. Oh, a dry bath has a full separate shower stall. Well, there's not enough room for a full separate shower stall in a Class B. A B plus, like in the Unity van from Leisure Travel Van, they have them. I think Pleasureway makes a full dedicated shower, but pretty hard in a standard Class B to do that. Let's see. Hey, Mike, I met the guy who bought your first RS at the Class B rally in May, says Tom. Oh, that was a great machine. I'm glad he got it.
I hope he's enjoying it.
I hope he's enjoying it. That's just such a great example about when people say, I can't afford one. Start with a used. We bought that one used. It ran great. We got close to what we paid for it when we sold it a year or so later. And they hold their values so well. And if you search around, you can find lots of used Class Bs. Why are Class Bs smaller than Cs? I don't know. I've always wondered that. Class A, okay, they're the great big ones. Class B, they're the camper vans, and Class C's, which are these bigger boxes. Why? You'd think it would go the other way around, right? But they don't. Just like there's no such thing as a B plus. That's really a C,
without
the cab over. A C is a box, and it's got that cab over the front. And the B plus, they took the cab over, but it's still a little bit wider than a regular camper van. All right, just a couple more questions. If you got them, we'll take them, and then we got to hit the road. And I'm let's see, Tia says, I'm a new subscriber and have enjoyed catching up on your videos. Thank you, Tia. We've been having a ball doing the videos, and it's great. New videos every Thursday, and again, the one coming this Thursday is about monsters, mysteries, and myths in Michigan, as we did a little trip through the Upper Peninsula.
Say that too fast.
Yeah, myths, monsters, and mysteries in the Michigan Upper. I can't say it. Anyway, it's a lot of fun, so you'll enjoy it. All right, I am going to wrap this up. It's been 52 minutes of nonstop talk. I'm going to drink some water. And who's driving first, me or you?
Well, I suppose I better drive first.
All right, so we're leaving Baraboo, Wisconsin.
I'm not driving through Chicago.
Somebody want to know why we don't put a map up of our travels. I'll try and do that again. It's just one more little thing I got to take time to do while we've got all this other stuff to do right now on the road.
I'm plug on you because we got to get going.
All right.
We're driving at midnight.
All right. Cajun Jameis says, Bo is waiting.
Yes, that's
heel
right.
to the steel. All right. Heel to the steel. We'll be getting Bo tomorrow. Hey, we love you guys. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you have not yet signed up to this channel, please do so. Also, YouTube pays a whole lot of attention to likes. So please give it a thumbs up or a little heart sign and indicate you like this stuff. It helps us as we get more visibility on YouTube. Send us any questions by email. If they're relevant to everybody, we'll try and answer them here or on the podcast. New edition of the podcast coming out Wednesday. I'm Mike Wendland.
Jennifer Wendland.
And we'll see you guys down the road. Thanks for watching so much. Bye-bye.